How we doing, folks? And welcome to another episode of the Green Machine Podcast. I'm Nick, your host for today. I'm joined by our favourite Granny Rule recruit since Tony Cascarino, Martin Prendergast. How are you doing, Martin?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Nick.
And very, very happy to welcome back Paul Behan from Con Éire. Paul, do you know what you and Matt Holland have in common?
Dashing good looks.
Well, apart from the dashing good looks, both of you begged us to come on the show. Begged us. I mean, it was weekly letters we were getting off Paul. We kind of drew the line when one of them arrived and it was written in blood. So we said, look, we'll have him. We'll have him back on. We'll have him back on. And can I say, Paul, I appreciate the green team in the back. Just any of the audio listeners. Paul has a immaculate collection of Ireland shirts behind him. You've really pulled out all the stops for us today, Paul.
The green screen for the green machine. Yeah. Hopefully you don't superimpose your logo over it or your new GM jersey.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing that's missing from that collection. So we might have to sort you out with a green machine shirt
down,
there.
I'll wear it with pride. I love it. I absolutely love the crest on it. Yeah, it's brilliant.
And just
than the New Ireland one.
Isn't it fantastic? You know, and controversial stuff there. But we've a fantastic picture of you here, Paul. It's there you are. Lovely tan. Lovely tan. And not only that, but I mean, even more Ireland jerseys. Green, white, and orange kind of team going on there. So, I mean, very, very dapper. Very, very dapper. And it's a pleasure to have you on the show. So, Con Éire.
For the Irish Times. Yeah. Lovely piece. Beautiful. Jonathan Brennan did on me. Yeah, it was lovely.
It's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful one, and the spray tan looking immaculate as well, which is the important thing. So, Paul, we were very lucky to join you last year. So we did have you on the show before Con Éire 2022, and what a great event up in Dundalk. I mean, I was lucky enough to MC an event at it, which was great crack. We just have a couple of images there, so we can see Eddie O'Mahony, great friend of the podcast, up in the top left hand corner. Just some of the shirts that were on sale. And you know, it was a great buzz, wasn't it, up in Dundalk last year? Great fun, a really good day out, and you're going to bring it to a proper county this year. It's coming to the Carlton Airport Hotel, just down the road from me in Darndale.
Yeah, it was really good. The people of Dundalk were really, really kind to us and came down their droves to check us out. And it was a fabulous venue, brilliant collectors, loads of vendors, load of kitsters came from all over the country. And we were welcomed by Dundalk FC and we had a full itinerary of events. It worked really, really well. And yeah, we're just hoping to build on it this year, make it a little bit bigger, a little bit better. And Dubs are notoriously lazy. They don't really like to travel much. So we said we'd bring it to them instead and bring it a little bit earlier in the year. It seems to suit more people. So yeah, I'm hoping we'll get more people. We certainly have more collectors, we've more vendors, and we've more speakers than ever. So really looking forward to the event this year.
Yeah, no, it was a great day out because I went on my own because obviously the two lads are based in London. Martin wouldn't pay for a flight over. He wanted me to pay for him to come over. But look, the good news
is...
I
put it right beside the airport this year, so he has no excuse.
Well, look, there you go, Martin.
I've come on the podcast, haven't I? You know how into kits I am. So I'll, I've even done my little backdrop here as well. And yeah, I've got a few shirts up here that I'd like to actually ask Paul's opinion on.
And there's not one Callum O'Dowda shirt there either.
No, there is. If I move my head,
Jesus!
Is that a match-worn Bazunu shirt? Is it?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, I wish it was.
Oh, I don't know. Or have we worn that in a competitive game yet?
I think we wore the pink version of it. This is the Umbro one, isn't it? The one that they basically brought out, and then the deal kind of went away.
Yeah. It's a shame because that was a nice shirt. I like it. It's kind of similar to the Jamaica one that you have behind you, actually. Funny.
There we go. Good spot, Paul. Good spot.
I have an eye for these things.
I know. This is actually, these are my two washing lines. This is the most washing I've done all year. And I said I have to kind of hide them a little bit. I've got a picture here behind me. And it's about to fall down any second now because I have a couple of shirts and you can't even see them. You might be, if I turn my head there, the Bob Marley Bows jersey. There's a vintage United jersey.
I know. Want that Bob Marley Bows jersey. Yeah, it won the Kitbox jersey of the year last year in an online poll I did.
So, and rightly so.
Love it. I think it's brilliant.
Right,
I'm delighted to finally got that happen.
No, I know after all the copyright issues and that kind of thing, but no, I'm delighted with my badge right here. But look, Martin just doesn't love us. But look, it is what it is. But what I found last year, and just anyone listening who didn't get along to KitCon last year and is thinking of going this year, I went really early in the morning. Or sorry, no, I didn't. I went early. I didn't go early in the morning, and I think I probably should have because I probably missed out on a few bits, but. You had speakers on. I mean, you had so many interesting speakers, and I was actually glued to it. Like, and the way it was done as well, you had your speaker, and then you had your opportunity to go around and do a bit of shopping and have a look at a few shirts. So it was anyone who's into jerseys, into kits, even into football history or just any kind of football nostalgia. This is an event to go to because, as I said, I was walking around on my own, and I was in my absolute element, and I did about five or six laps and looking at everything in such detail, but a great layout, a great layout, and some great speakers on the day. A really good anchor, actually, for the for the panel. But apart from that, there were some excellent talks in the day. Are any of those coming back this year, Paul? Do you want to talk us through the lineup for the day?
Yeah, it's a similar type of setup this year as well. So we will have the day punctuated with different talks. So yeah, the people, the punters will have an opportunity to go around and look at the different collections and have a little browse at what the different vendors have on display and for sale. So in terms of the speakers this year, we have even more speakers, so it's almost a full sort of day of event. We have Matt Riley, author of Kit and Caboodle. He's flying over from the UK, and Chris Matic as well from Chat Shirts. Brilliant, hilarious guy. He's doing a really interesting piece on what football shirt collector are you. We have Rival Podcast, the boys we've seen are doing a special piece as well. No pressure on you guys. And
no pressure. Johnny and the lads, excellent podcast.
Yeah, they're really good. They're putting together a nice kind of comedy piece as well. Bartley Ramsey is doing a little piece on Finn Harps. Con McAlevy's doing a little bit on Shell's kit history. We have Eddie O'Mahony's coming back to do another piece on the Jack Charlton era and the looking at it through a polyester lens, I guess. Dennis Hurley from Museum of Jerseys is doing a piece on Cork City kit history. I can't wait for that because Pat O'Sullivan is going to be there, and he's bringing all the 90s Guinness Adidas shirts as well. So I'm going to have an opportunity to see them all in the flesh. I'm really excited about that. We have Jamie Ralph from Argentina Football Shirts, and he also runs the Newell's Old Boys English account. Almirante Brown, Guillermo.
Yeah, this was I won this in the raffle. I think I was the first time out, Paul, last year, and
some people did think that was a fix. I
don't know if that was rigged, but
Father Ted stuff going on there, is it?
Yeah, lovely jersey there from the lads there again. The Argentinian
yeah, we had a
shirts,
wonderful raffle last year, and so make sure if you are coming to stay to the end because we have even more raffle prizes at the end as well, and your entry ticket covers entry into the raffle, and all of the vendors are donating something. So the raffle is spectacular. It's really good. It's not like being down the bingo hall. You'll win some quality stuff. Barry Rojak is coming back this year. Jamie is doing the a little piece on the kit history of the famous red and black of the Newell's Old Boys. So that's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to that as well. And Barry Rojak is coming back on talking about Irish goalkeeper kit anomalies and quirks as well. So full range of speakers. We have more collections than ever before. We've Ireland, Galway, Bows, Shells, Finn Harps, Cork, Dundalk, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund, Newell's Old Boys, Northern Ireland, and the Fluminense Irish Supporters Club got in touch with me, and they want to showcase some of their kits. So we're going a little bit exotic, a little bit South American. And this morning, the AC Milan Dublin Supporters Club have come across it on Twitter, and they're like, can we display some AC Milan? A lot of our guys have really classic and vintage stuff. So I don't know. It's a bit maybe late in the day, but you never know. If they can get their act together, they're going to be displaying as well. So, and these are collections Paddy Murray has Bose shirts from the last 30, 40, 50 years, match worn. The Ireland kits, there's Italian 90 match worn stuff on show there. The shells, there's over 100 different shell kits from the last 50, 60 years.
Yeah. And why would you have that now, Paul? Why would you have shells kits there? Because
because they're Dublin's
I'd have no
finest,
interest in
are
that
they
now. Oh Jesus!
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Galway United are going to be there, and they're obviously the greatest club in the country. Anyway,
well, that's
so
fine.
Everyone else is sort of secondary anyway, right?
Yeah, they're no threat to us, so I don't mind Galway being there. That's all okay. That's all okay.
That's
and
it.
vendors, Paul.
We're going up.
I think so. And vendors, Paul, can I give a little shout out actually to a couple of the vendors who I believe are going to be there? So, I'll take this down first. So this is my Portugal jersey because every time there's a World Cup or a Euros and we're not there,
Luis Figo written all over it.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Because I'm a little bit like Martin. I pretending to be Irish. I pretend to be Portuguese whenever a World Cup comes along. I absolutely lash it on. Like I happen a word of Portuguese, but I'd be going around the streets just going hola, hola, going around work and stuff, going hola. But a little story actually to this jersey. So when the World Cup was coming up in December, I have the 2002 World Cup Nike jersey. But I was 10 when I got it, so I need to lose a little bit of weight and shrink and maybe cut a couple of limbs off. So I said, well, I get the new one. And then there was a lovely training jersey. It was a bit mad. And then, do you know what, Paul? I was inspired. I was inspired by KitCon last year. And I said, no, I'll go for something vintage. And I kind of took out a little bit of I made a little bit of a short list of what I wanted. And there was the old Adidas one. Remember the 93 template? A bit behind you.
Hard,
the one that
quite hard to get though. Then quite expensive, I'd say those ones. Yeah,
very hard to get. Yeah, like it was a couple of hundred euro. Not a lot of them weren't really in good condition. So I said, no, I'll go for something more recent. So I was going to go for the 2002 one. And I kind of said, well, I have, even though it doesn't fit me, I said, well, I kind of got that already. And then there was the 2000, the Euro 2000 jersey that Portugal actually played against Ireland in. And it's very, very plain, a little bit like this one, but quite plain. I quite liked it. I used to have a picture of Luis Figo on my wall, and he was in that jersey, and I kind of thought, oh, I might go for that. But then I came across this, and I'd seen pictures of it and that kind of thing, and I searched high and low.
That's 2002 or 2004.
This one here is 1996 to 1998.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a fairly old one, but I searched high and low and look, a couple of fakes, and now I was like, no, I'm gonna go all out and gonna get a proper one. Found a couple, they weren't in great condition, or else they were just extortionate. And just by chance, Niall from Calcio Culture Club, I was actually in school with Niall's older brother, and Niall was a couple of years below me in school. And I kind of said, do you know what? Because this was a few weeks now I was looking for this, and I wanted it before the World Cup. And I said, you know what? I'll look on Niall's site because he's got a lot of, vintage, quirky kind of stuff.
Lovely stock, yeah.
And what was the first thing that was on the website? It was meant to be. It was meant to be. And do you want to know what makes it even more meant to be? Niall was in Lisbon when I ordered this.
No.
So it was unbelievable. And it's in great condition. He was like, oh, there's a couple of drags and stuff out of it. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And then
does it make the difference when you pull it on for five-a-side? Or
I would not
head thrown at you over the cage, or
I would not bring this to five-a-side. It's far too precious. I wear this to mass. I wear this to mass and weddings. So no, I would not risk this a five-a-side. But the other one then, and this is from the great men of Kit Launch Cork, who were partners of ours for a while. Not sexual partners, just business partners. So we used to do a discount with them. So what do we think of that, lads?
I love that one. I love it.
Yeah,
I have it in long sleeve myself, and it's lovely. I love the kind of dual layer sort of fit on it. The only thing is the silver Vodafone bit is a little bit finicky. It might come off. It's kind of the shirt that you might be afraid to sort of wear too much, like.
Yeah, this is another one that I kind of search high and low for, and obviously Kit Launch, who I've been on the website a few times, and it was great to pick that one up. And another story behind that, I won't dwell too much on it, but for my 10th birthday, United were playing, and Martin's heard this a good few times, but United were playing Olympiacos in the Champions League on a Wednesday night, and it was my actual birthday. And they were wearing this kit. They were actually playing in Old Trafford, but because Olympiacos had a white and a red, they had to go alternative.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, look at that. It was actually the silver kind of trims and the silver numbers for the Champions League games.
Yeah.
And I was kind of blown away by it. And then my mum comes into the sitting room with the jersey. And I was like, what? Because I'd never seen it. I hadn't seen it. This is before social media, so I hadn't seen it. And
of course.
all of a sudden, this is just, so a lovely kind of story to that. And then this
you have a little tear in your eye there. That's a really nice story. I love a good story behind it.
It doesn't take much to bring me to tears. And the last one I'm gonna speak about here, the Venezia one. Now, I wore this at KickCon last year, Paul, and I've never felt like so many middle-aged men have been attracted to me. I could have pulled some lad there, and so
definitely got a lot of second glances. You were one of the finest dressed there. If GQ were there, you probably would have got your
I
own
know,
photo
and it was bet on to me as well, because I mean I put on a bit of weight since I bought it, and geez, it was bet on to me. But a couple of people offered to buy it off me, and I was like, well, I've nothing underneath it, and no jacket with me, so I'll be gone around with my boiler hanging out. So no, I saved everyone, that awful experience of seeing me going around in the nips. So this might make an appearance on Sunday. I'll see. We'll figure it out anyway.
Brilliant.
But they're a couple of mine.
If you do need a slot to do your strip tease, if you want to take it a step further next year, we can arrange that as well and finalize the slot for you. Yeah,
that's a big fee. It's a big fee, but look, we can negotiate. Martin, what about yours? Where's your how many Colin O'Dowda shirts do you own?
I've got 2 or 3, I think, of Callum O'Dowda's match worn, perhaps. The one behind me is that's from the Denmark game.
Yeah, that's the one you sleep in, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, we've got some,
and a very underrated Irish shirt. I think one of the all-time greats. Yeah, I think the gold trim on it and the deep green, I was a really big fan of that. I thought it looked really, really smart, especially with the details and stuff. Really good.
Yeah, I did like that one. And then I do like, obviously, the Bazunu one, which I've gone to the wrong side. But yeah, no, I do like this. I liked it. It was good. But they didn't get to really wear it. I liked actually. One of the problems with our badge is obviously I don't know. We've got a new badge now, obviously, but I liked it, and I like it in the pink as well. I'm not too a big fan of the newest kind of purpley one that we have.
Yeah, it's a bit of a design oversight as well, because the new badge won't be able to be monochromed, and so you won't be able to adjust it to certain kits. And so you'll see on the purple kit, that they could have gone with a sort of a monochrome, and it might have saved it a little bit. I think the purple is horrendous, but because the Irish flag is on it, it really means that even on the training wear and the kit wear and everything like that, you'll see most modern football crests now, they're kind of designed in such a way that there's an opportunity to sort of I think monochrome is the word. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But yeah, they can't really do that with the Ireland crest, so that kind of bugs me a little bit.
Like with a lot of these now, I mean, that one's kind of not really embroidered, is it? Well, it kind of is a little bit around the outside of it. But we have, now we do have the embroidered one. Obviously, Nick is modelling the Fantastic Green Machine podcast.
Hold on.
Give it available.
Shamelessly, we have to shamelessly promote this, because otherwise David will stick a dagger through me. So the Green Machine home jersey is now available on our website, greenmachinepodcast.com. I will plug this about 17 more times before the episode is out, but the Green Machine home jersey made by Nike is available on our website. Sorry, lads.
I can't believe it's outsold the new Ireland kit by 10-1. That's phenomenal news. Well done, lads.
The thing is, you can get R1. That's the difference. You don't have to wait for 3-4 months.
And it doesn't dissolve. It doesn't dissolve.
The right way up.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, sometimes.
I will show you the here now, so you can see this one. This is one where we got it's not embroidered, and then we thought, oh no, we will get embroidered, because we could just see the difference in the quality. I mean, this is my one here on my Bazunu blue shirt. Oh no, this is my St. Patrick's Day blue. This one.
That is your Jonathan Courtney blue,
St.
Martin.
Patrick's Day blue. Yeah, I'm not going to go there, Nick. But Jesus, see you in court. Nearly. But anyway, yeah. So we do you think though as well? And that was something I thought was interesting when you were talking about the Man United one there with the silver and even the Ireland, the sponsors logos. I know even the Opal one over your shoulder there, that was kind of imprinted within the shirt, wasn't it? The damage that happens to shirts though and sponsors, that's what I was very conscious and it's pretty scathing of the New Balance stuff in particular, the training gear. I didn't think it was very good quality and it used to peel a lot, around the sponsors. You see a lot of people even moan about the free logo that peels after a few wears and things. So I was, what's your thoughts on that?
A lot of that is self-inflicted as well. Like people really need to be very, very careful with their shirts. The 90 shirts, I guess, are probably a little bit more robust and they were, designed to last a little bit more. But the modern ones are all designed for performance. So they're lightweight. The material and a lot of the cutting corners is being cost effective. They're kind of mass produced, so they're applying these sponsors in a cheaper way than it would have been kind of flocking or stuff like that in the 90s. So yeah, just make sure cold washes 30 degrees. 15 minutes is all it needs in a 30-degree wash, or even hand wash if you can. And I wear t-shirts underneath my jerseys when I wear them out, and just drip dry them. And usually that's fine. It's once you start bringing, artificial heat or washing them too high, or God forbid, putting them in the dryer or something like that. That's where an awful lot of the problems come from. So hand wash and drip dry, and usually, it'll make a big difference.
Yeah, it's interesting you saying that. Sorry,
that's
Tune in for more housekeeping tips.
Sorry, Martin. That is the beauty. You can wash and dry the Green Machine shirt however you like. However you like.
Yeah.
Sorry, lads.
You could probably, sweat in it and just dry naturally in it. Stick to you. But one interesting thing as well. Is there any companies who kind of maybe do refurbishment of old shirts? Because I see that in like runners and things now. People kind of do that. But you see people asking, I've got this shirt now.
There's two guys. There's two guys in Ireland. Shirt Smith, Stephen. I'm not sure where he's based in Dublin. I think I'm not sure. And then Gary up in Footprint, up the north. They do. Shirt Smith does more the kind of repair sort of stuff, and Footprint. Then, if you want, he can get all the exact sort of details or names or numbers, but the official one. So if you had a 90s Liverpool shirt, he'd be able to get you the exact Fowler 23 or something like that. So those two guys are worth checking out, and they're both on Twitter, and they will help to restore the shirt properly. They can restore the crests or the sponsors or little details on it, and it's worth spending a few quid on it if you can bring the shirt back to life, I reckon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah.
Or if you find some in a charity shop with a real dodgy name set that kind of ruins it, they can take that off and put a different name set over it as well.
You probably a few of them, Martin, do you?
No, I don't have any of them.
Again, we won't.
Accusations.
We won't.
That is. I'm just going to pull this up again because I like the numbers. I can't really show on the camera here, but I know I can get it now.
Yeah,
so
no,
the number sets I think set off a kit, don't they? I'm a big fan of them.
The new ones are huge, aren't they? They seem to be like oversized. They're like ginormous on it. And I thought the numbers in the last few years on the Irish kits were really good. I loved the font. And I love the little details with the little crests and stuff like that. So
I think I'm a big fan of that. Of when kids want the kits and they want to have their hero's name on them and they want to have the official writing, the official fonts on it. It's you give them one without it. One of the dodgy ones, Nick, and they say, "Oh, what's that about? It's not the real one." So I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, I think, and I think
Yeah,
that's
well,
something I
Footprint,
don't know.
I think it's Footprint3 or FUTPRINT. He's on Instagram. Gary,
Right.
really, really nice guy. And
Yeah.
he has, I don't know, he has contacts all over the world for this kind of stuff. So no matter what kind of shirt you have, he can get, sort of the official name set. Or if it's sort of not available, there is ways we can get it recreated in the most sort of accurate way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do check the guys out. Paul, we did ask you this last year, but I think it's important to get this across. What makes a shirt for you? Because I mean, I've mentioned a couple. I didn't really. I know for the audio listeners, it's the Portugal '96 jersey, the Man United blue jersey from 2002, and then the Venezia jersey from last season. But obviously, I've got stories behind mine. That's important to me. But what makes a kit for you? What makes a shirt for you, Paul?
Yeah, well, I think a story behind the shirt is always important as well. Like that gives it the extra dimension and brings it to life. In terms of what makes it special for me, I think it's almost the space in between all the components. Good design is bringing everything together to create a unique aesthetic. Have you ever been to Copenhagen?
Yes. Yep.
You know, when you're walking through Copenhagen and you see the little details on the lampposts or the signs or the street art or the way the thing is designed, the whole city is very aesthetically pleasing and the whole design in a high regard. And it's very kind of noticeable when you come back to Dublin, maybe, but they do it really well. And that's where I think maybe Castore maybe fell down a touch. Because I like the pinstripes, I like the collar, I like the cuffs, I like, different components in it. But when you bring it all together, it's a certain je ne sais quoi that binds it all together and gives it that sense of, that grabs you, gives you a little sense of magic, gives you a little sense of appreciation. And I think that was perhaps lacking, in the new Castore version. And sometimes a shirt, if it has to grab me, it has to grab me, and I have to kind of have that wow factor and a little bit of magic. And sometimes that can be in the small little details. It can be in the simplicity. It can be in the color. It's generally the sum of the all parts and how they brought it all together. And that's why good design is so difficult. It's not just cut and paste everything together. It's how you bring it together.
Yeah. Do you have something there, Martin, to show us? Do you?
I do. I do actually, and I'm listening.
I was very nervous. I was like, Jesus, what's he gonna? Because Paul was explaining everything so beautifully, and I see you ruffling around, and I'm like, oh Jesus. I thought you're gonna take out the Elsa doll that David used to have.
Jesus, no, I wasn't gonna do
no,
that.
he has something that's gonna.
What did you
grab you? It's gonna grab
you.
you.
More about Are you well? A couple of questions, I suppose. Right. So the women's one, the old Umbro one. Were you a fan of, the integration of making it unique for them?
Yeah, that's called a jacquard, a jacquard pattern. When there's a different color pattern in the material. So like the Italia 90 had the little jacquarded chevrons.
Right.
Those small little touches are the kind of thing that works for me. So that element on that shirt for me made it that little bit extra special, because it wasn't on the men's, wasn't it?
No, they made it a unique one, didn't they, for the women? So obviously promoting the game and stuff. And then this shirt as well is obviously gonna always forever, I suppose, be kind of related to the Irish women's team. But the orange one, still got my labels on it. But
is it signed? Is that
signed? No, I did. Yeah, I got that signed by the men's squad. But the thing about my question about this is actually, I think, quite rare.
Oh, the sleeves. The sleeves. No.
Now that when for like perhaps people starting off collecting now shirts, I've read as well that if you can get it in long sleeve, that they're so much rarer because there's not as many of them made, but they are obviously a little bit more expensive.
But why not put the black stripe all down the sleeve?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So there you go. That we'll just show that off for the. Oh god, I'm terrible in the camera.
So I have it in.
It's like they just threw it on the end, didn't it? It was like I don't like to mock.
Yeah,
I don't like to mock kit designers.
It's added. Well, to be fair now, Umbro did have a few absolute belters there now the last few years, and that design was obviously designed for the short sleeve, and I think when it's cut off like that, it makes all the difference. And if the stripe had gone down the sleeve for the long sleeve, I think it would have worked a little bit better.
That's a nice one. That's Ogbene's there, Luxembourg. I mean, that's again.
It's his actual one.
Brilliant. Wow.
Match one when he scored the goal against Luxembourg. So I was waiting for that shirt myself, and
cool.
then I had the opportunity to get his actual one. So I'm delighted. I think Ireland look good in orange. I think we should have more orange.
It was a big,
certainly
unless we're playing Macedonia.
Yeah. I think it was a nice thing to bring it back. I was a big fan of it coming back, but again, that win in there we go, another
post-traumatic stress there.
Was that like Jason McAteer there? Was
it? I don't think you were high enough. And then obviously we have the Fields one, which is another one I have.
Yes,
were you a fan of that?
Yes, I was.
You like the Fields?
Yeah.
I know it's actually Wales. Wales have recently done a very similar one, Adidas, and they've released the away one, and it's to do with the hills and valleys of Wales. Very similar kind of idea.
Similar kind of concept, I think it works really well. I think it looks great.
Yeah, and lads, really quickly, if you look really closely, by the way, if you want to buy the Green Machine shirt.
Oh, you can see Nick in the jacquard design there. Yeah, I missed that.
If you look really, really closely, you can see David's face.
In every pixel.
In every pixel. Just on the recent Ireland kits, Paul, and I think this is important to kind of bring up because I wouldn't say it's breaking news. It's not that we're breaking it, but we do have a new away kit. I have it here. So the new white kit by Castore, not Castore, because we're just uncultured, Paul, but Castore. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the home shirt when it came out, but then when I saw it in the flesh, there's lovely Evan Ferguson wearing it. I thought it looked great with the numbering. I thought it looked good live. But what's your first reaction to this away shirt that's modeled by three of our finest there? Nathan Collins in the middle.
I just a tad underwhelmed. Really, I just don't think it was bold enough. Don't think it was brave enough. I think the sleeves are a little bit better. Probably still a little bit too baggy as well. Probably could have had more orange on it. Could have been maybe a little bit more adventurous with the pinstripes. You know, it's okay. I don't think it's going to go down as a classic. I think it's a little bit better than the home one, but no, I don't know. I thought Castore coming into the market with the whole furore over the contract and with their reputation maybe being not great, and then being new kids on the block, and there's a great story that there are only two young lads from Manchester, and they're is it Manchester or Liverpool, and they kind of went down and networked with the hoi polloi in the gyms, and they just secured financing, and they've obviously connected with some powerful individuals, got loads of investment, and got loads of clubs on board, and built it up, so excited for their journey and where they're going, but they had an opportunity to be making more of a statement, I thought, with the Ireland kits, because
first international contract, isn't it?
Strong kit, and we have a strong kit history, and Irish people love their shirts, and Irish people buy their shirts like Premier League clubs, if you know what I mean. They have sell a good kind of volume, so I thought they kind of played it a little bit safe maybe, and I don't think it kind of worked. They didn't seem to get great feedback online, did they? How did they come from your listeners? Or what was the feedback from your followers?
It's been very, very mixed, isn't it? And we did do a kit reaction, and we did a live with it as well, and it was very, very mixed. I mean, I always believed that there was going to be a prejudice against Castore, because all those images of the upside down crest. There was the whole thing that Rangers are manufactured as well, which probably isn't valid, because I mean Rangers were manufactured by Umbro when we were, and manufactured by Adidas when we were. You know, we very similar templates. But to be honest, I was someone like I wanted Adidas back, or O'Neill's, or hold on a second, or Nike. so I mean, my mind was already made up. But then didn't I say, Martin, you'll vouch for me here, Martin, a couple of weeks before it came out, I said, I actually think this jersey is going to be phenomenal. I think they're actually going to pull it out of the bag. And as I said, when I saw it live, you know, we'll just pull it up really quickly there. When I saw it live, I think it's just the numbering. I think it's just under the floodlights or whatever. I don't know. I did like the look of it.
Yeah, the numbering, the numbering, made it a little bit better. But for the style of the jersey, it should have been more like player fit. You know, if the sleeves weren't so baggy, and the fit, a lot of them seem to be wearing a size or two too big. It would actually have done it more justice if because the oversized neck collar and the type of band on the sleeves, if the sleeves were a little bit more tapered and the shirt was one size less, well, then the collar would sit up higher and it would just look neater and present itself better. Whereas that type of style in a baggy fit just makes it, I think, look a little bit worse than it actually is.
And I'm not being funny here, Paul, but is that down to the design, or is it down to the quality of the manufacturing? Like, what would that be down to in terms of the fit? Because there have been, you know, a lot of people have said that the quality itself is poor, and they question where it's manufactured and how it's manufactured. Like, what would that come down to, do you think?
Well, I had a Castore, a Newcastle player fit kit there in a stock that came in a while ago, and I thought the quality was actually quite good. So first hand, I think the player issue stuff looks quite good. I don't know in terms of, you know, wear and tear and stuff like that, but in terms of the quality and how it was put together, I thought it was really good. I'm not entirely sure, because I would imagine it's the gap in between. So designers design something and then it needs to be sort of, you know, changed to be able to bring it into manufacturing. So changes need to be made at that point. But the trend for most of the top countries and top nations is a more figure hugging, you know, player fit, the performance technology nowadays. So it just seemed a little bit of a sort of a throwback to maybe the 90s, when the clubs were all just given XL and you had to deal with it.
Yeah.
And what do you make of the
maybe they're thinking of our the demographic of our Irish football fan.
Well, but they have the replica versions, you know, so you can have the replica in a baggy or fit. But I don't know, or maybe because the clubs, the sizing is different in every manufacturer. So maybe if I'm playing for Ireland, I've always requested a certain size, and then maybe if it's a new manufacturer, it's a slightly different size. Maybe something like that happens.
And what about the badge, Paul? What do you make of that? The whole rebrand?
Yeah, again, okay. Yeah, glad to see the Shamrock back, but I just think why is it tilted to the side? That seems like a bit of an afterthought. And again, like the individual components on it, but just there's something missing in it. It just didn't grab me the way it was supposed to. And I don't know. These things sometimes take time, you know, because it's quite a jolt. Maybe I'll come around to it, but no, I was hoping for something a little bit more, as I said, bold, a little bit more daring.
We just want to show you a little clip here, Paul. This is the players. We won't tell you quite what they're. You might have seen this, and I wouldn't say that they're reacting to the badge, but I just want to get your reaction.
All right, let's have a look at this then. There we go.
It's really cool. Totally impressed. It's gorgeous. I'm well impressed.
You can see straight away that's Ireland, you know, that's...
Happy. I'm happy with that. I don't know, I just love it. Gives me goosebumps.
Mick McCarthy.
you blocked out the sound. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh no. Oh, not to worry. It was the player launch. It was the player reaction to the rebrand, but the badge is gone and there's just a picture of Mick McCarthy with no top on. But look,
What's
But
the
look,
crack?
see what happens when Dave's gone. I just let the standard slip. But look, I mean, this could be a very, very good save. This could be a really, really good save in terms of aesthetics. And it's it's this. Paul, give your
Yeah.
analysis of our beautiful Green Machine shirt.
Oh, it is the beautiful shade of green. Really epitomizes what it means to be an Irish fan. Throwback to the greatest Irish crest of the 90s. The simplified white tick offsets the green and orange perfectly. Beautiful round collared crew neck, slightly tapered, double stitched sleeves, and modeled, to perfection by
Oh.
who's wearing it there? Is it you, Nick?
Oh, that is absolutely me. Yeah, that is absolutely me.
Yeah,
I'm
well, yeah.
soaking in.
Again,
I
just bringing
nearly had
it,
it.
to a whole new dimension there. Well, what a
Yeah.
frame to hang it on. It belongs in
I,
the Louvre.
Just
yeah,
Nick,
I nearly had an aneurysm after sucking in for so long. But Paul,
Nick, would you be able to put up that Evan Ferguson photo, because it's very similar there again? If I look at the figures,
no, Martin,
yeah.
this is the only image we need. Paul, I will drop you that brown envelope for that beautiful description on Sunday. Martin, there you go. The slight,
There you go. That's very similar. There's no difference. No difference there at all.
no
in the
difference at
physique.
all.
No.
Ours is probably a better fit, but look, it's it is what it is, and it is available from our website. You'll get it before the Castore one or Castore, so just keep that in mind. So Paul, look, before we wrap it up,
Available for sale at KickOn. Are you bringing a few along to KickOn for sale?
we
maybe?
we may just do that, Paul. We may just do that. But on that note, I suppose before we wrap up, so this Sunday, the Carlton Airport Hotel. Do get your tickets on kickoneira.com. Excellent event, as I said, like a brilliant event last year. I mean, I just wanted to say for the whole day, I was actually flying out to Spain that night. I don't know if you remember that, Paul, but I was legging it out to get a flight.
Yeah, thanks a million for all your work last year. It was really good. You came in as the consummate professional. You just swanned in there, took over like, I am the BBC, not a bother, not too much of a prima donna, well able. You fit into your role, and you looked so dashing in your Venezia shirt. Really appreciate that. Thank
you very much, Bob. Well, look, I was cheaper than Martin or David because you didn't have to fly me over. So but look, Dave will be mad to get on that now. He'll probably be raging that you didn't ask him. But look, well, he didn't turn up today, so it's his own fault. So do get down on Sunday. Look, promises to be a great day. I can speak from experience. It was brilliant last year. If you're into Irish football, if you're into kids, if you're into football in general, between the speakers, between the vendors, between the bits and pieces that are on sale, between even being able to go around and have a look at the different kits, it's a great day. It's a great experience. So do get down to Con Éire.
Can we finish off the list of vendors, because you were talking about Kit Launch and Calcio Culture Club, and then we went off on a tangent. So I got
absolutely carried away with my immaculate jerseys there. So of course, Paul, let us know what vendors are there before we finish up.
Yeah, just so people know what's in store, because I gave a list of the speakers. So I just want to first of all thank Icarus FC and Soccer Cards United. They are going to be there as vendors, and they come on board as sponsors this year. So just want to say a huge thanks to them. Icarus have the most daring, bold, modern designs in and are representing football clubs from Botswana, Ghana, Bhutan, all over lower league America, and they're going to have some really, really interesting kits for sale. Soccer Cards United are going to have cards, collectibles, everything in that space as well. They're one of the leading forces in the country at the moment, so come down and check them out if cards and collectibles are your thing. Also then selling kits as well as Kit Launch and Calcio Culture Club. We're going to have Galazzo football shirts, onside jerseys, Premier shirt displays, football kit box obviously, and Argentina football shirts, NI Classico, and Morgan O'Brien is going to be selling some prints and stuff as well. And there's a few little bits and pieces of extra stuff there. So whether it's modern, retro, classic, vintage, Irish Sports Museum, as well. And no matter what your yeah, into if you want to just come down, have a browse, have a gander, look and see all the different collections that's there, or if you want to come down, have a browse, shop, buy something, or the talks are going to be really, really interesting as well. We have a whole day of talks and then a panel discussion, and also. Sorry, never mentioned. I thought we'd be talking about KickOn for the whole time, so sorry, I'm just squeezing everything in.
This is your time to shine, Paul. This is your time to shine. As I said, it was this show is about KickOn, and it is also about the Green Machine shirt.
Yeah.
Now available on greenmachinepodcast.com.
We're extending out the event this year as well to a second day, and really, really delighted to get on board some extra contributors to the event. So Shelburne and Treaty United and the women's Premier League game is on at 2 o'clock on Saturday, and anyone who buys a ticket to the event has free entry into that. So we're meeting at the main gate on Drumcondra Road at 1:30, and you get free access to that, plus a discount code for the club shop. Afterwards, Aon and Gary are going to do the walking tour of Dublin, a section of that in the north side of Dublin. Again, your event ticket covers that, so you get to walk around a part of North Dublin, see the historical football sites. And then we're finishing up in Dalymount Park for a social event in
No better place to finish up.
the spiritual home of Irish football. We're going to have a bit of crack, a few drinks, and wear your 90s bangers, because we're going to have a bit of a dance music later on as well. So wear your loudest, brightest, most garish shirt, and come down and meet some of the other kitsters. We're going to have a few kit discussions and a bit of music, and then all day Sunday. Doors are open 10 o'clock to 6 all day Sunday. Some of it is going to be streamed online as well, so if you're in a different country or you're not able to make it, make sure to be following at Con Éire on socials, and you can watch some of the talks live.
Brilliant. It promises to be a great day, and really, really looking forward to seeing you there, Paul. So look, thanks again. Wish you the very, very best of luck with the last little bit of prep, and we'll see you Sunday.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll see you guys down there. Thanks so much.